Hey, how's it going, guys? So today, traded several stocks, ended up with $560.50, 25 tickets, and $26.60 for commissions. So I started, I think, with ARMK. Yeah, so I started with ARMK. Daily level, it popped up as high as like almost $39, and then it started to drop. So 15-minute, I saw this huge rejection, and somewhere along the line, like on the 5-minute, when it formed a new 5-minute low, I took a short, and this is how it looks like on the 1-minute. So I think 500 shares is how much I took. So it broke. So this is the level. It held this level, kind of went up, went back down. It's about to break this level, and then when it broke, right when it dropped below VWAP, I took it for a short, and then as it dropped, I covered the remainder here, and it looked like it dropped another level and then held it at this EMA for quite a bit. But I was done with the stock after that. So that's my trade on EMA. Next, NVDA. So NVIDIA, I took a small size. So let's see here on the daily level. NVIDIA is still trending down here. On the 15-minute, there's a rejection here. That's one of the reasons why it prompted me to take a short, but I was very cautious because on the 5-minute, it's sitting right on this SMA, but there is this rejection, there is this huge drop at the open. After it could really make a high, it dropped. I missed this because I got to my computer a bit late today. It did try to do a recovery, and then it dropped again. So I took a very cautious position. I took only 200 shares here. On the 1-minute, this is how it looks like. So there's this level, and it was about to break this level, so I took the short 200 shares. It did go back up a bit, but I only had 200 shares. And my concern here was because it's sitting on this SMA, that it would just hit this level and then just bounce back, kind of like what it did later on here. So I took a very small size. I think on the 1-minute here, if it were to go any higher, maybe back to this level or whatnot, I would have stopped myself out and got out. And that's one of the reasons why I took a super small size, because it's just not predictable how it was going to go. And so I started to scale out. I think half sizes, so 100 shares or 50 shares, and then 50 shares, 50 shares, and then on the bounce, another 50 shares. Something like that. So NVIDIA, $82.50. That was my trade on that. Next one was Take-Two Entertainment. So Take-Two Entertainment did what I thought the other one was going to do, and I'll show you how. So it did bounce up and then got rejected, so it's coming back down. 15-minute. Huge rejection here, and then slight bounce, and then it sort of started to collapse again. Then this is what it looks like on the 5-minute. So again, SMA, every time it touches this, it bounced back up. So did bounce back up. I took a short. I think I took the position based on the 1-minute. So this is what happened. I saw that the EMAs were going down. They were going to break the SMA. Or at least that's my initial thoughts, but I was waiting for it because I think by the time I saw it, which was around this level, it's already bounced through. At least the candlesticks have. EMAs were trying to break through, but for me, when the candlesticks are ahead of the EMAs, I sort of wait to see what happens, because sometimes it does exactly like this. And before, I was impatient. I think that, hey, if this is going to go down, this is already down here, it's just going to collapse even further, but that's not really the case. So I waited, it bounced up, I took 100 shares, very small size, and then it bounced up, hit the VWAP. On the way down, I took another 100 shares to see what happens, and then it did come down. I didn't do anything because I think I was still at a slight loss here, and then it bounced back up. Now this is where I started to get a bit concerned. But the fact that it did really break this level, and it started to trend down quickly. And this is sort of a lower high compared to this level here. So this is sort of, it bounced, but it's losing momentum already. So on the way down, I added to it. So there's a total of 500 shares. Now I added 300. So it's 100, 100, and then 300. I took very small sizes here because I just don't know, you know, how far of a bounce this is going to be. You could have just bounced here, and the reason why I took it here is I've started to take it right at the levels. So I took 100 shares here so that even if it does start to collapse, I got in at a pretty good position, right? This is EMA, I think this is the 20 EMA where I took it. And then here, right around VWAP, right? So I took another 100 shares here because it may just hit here and come back down. So that's basically what I did. I added to it basically right below the EMA. And then it started to fall, and I kind of got out a lot here. The reason for this is because this is a good level of support, right? So, and once it drops, I want to get out some originally right away, just because I don't know if it would hit here, and then this is a strong stock, and then it'll recover, make a bigger recovery, kind of like what it did a couple minutes later. So I got out 100 shares here, and then I got out a majority of it around the SMA level. It did drop a bit further, but it made a double bottom, and then it had this bounce. But so that's my trade on TTWO. So it did have a higher high, and then it had a lower low now down here. But it is what it is, and that's the way I traded this one. So that's TTWO. And then Square, it was sort of down all day. So on the daily level, Square is down here. 15-minute popped up a bit, and then huge collapse. Right around the SMA, it did kind of made a recovery, bounce, hit VWAP or whatnot, and that's sort of how I played it. Is I went and took the reversal. So it dropped, kept this level for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. On the way back up, I took a long, but I was very cautious about this because there is an SMA sitting up here, and it never even touched that SMA. The level I got out of was like the level, pretty much around the level where it was the furthest it has gone this whole day for a recovery thus far. So hit that level, held it, and then made a new 1-minute high, a new 5-minute high. As you can see here, new 5-minute high. Small size, 500 shares, because I was already sitting on $480 some dollars. So I just needed a couple extra bucks. I want to break the 500 threshold. This looks like a good risk reward. It's on this EMA. If it collapses below this, I would probably have gone out. So I went in, and also the stock is kind of volatile. The spread is not a couple of cents. The spread is like maybe like 5-10 cents spread, sometimes even 12, I think. So a small size, 500 shares. It bounced. I got out some here. It was struggling at this level, so I got out more. On the way back down, I took out my last 100 shares. So that was SQ, and yeah, that's it. That's my trades for the day.